you can borrow it and complete it. I mean, I guess I can. He's not. It's only going to take him a week, and he can send it back down to me.
I'm just going to start playing Broken Sword 5.
Alright, I'm going to go make a chicken wrap and
But
do some things.
what are you going to do?
Don't know. Maybe restart
Isaac.
Resident Evil. I've already played Isaac tonight. I might go on Star Wars or something. I don't know. Final Fantasy. It's gaming night.
Mm.
We must go now. Papa!
Tiago, go with your mother to the trap. Take this. It will always be your guide.
Yes, Papa.
We will join you shortly. Xavier, the painting. La maledicción. This way.
Signora, it is too late. Go!
No! Papa!
Senor, in here.
Search them. Of course.
Paris in the spring. Passion, romance, amour. I was working in art insurance. It paid the rent, just about. And then, by chance, I met Nico at a private view.
You didn't tell me that you were back in Paris, George?
We should catch up. Let's have lunch.
Nobody move!
Non, monsieur! Not la malédiction! Oh.
Stay back.
Once again, Paris had shown me her dark side. A brutal robbery, a senseless murder. Nico and I were about to be drawn into a new and terrifying adventure together. The gallery owner was dead. I guess sometimes playing the hero doesn't pay. My company had insured the exhibition, so I had a crime to solve. The cops would be here soon. I didn't have much time. The priest was giving last rites to the gallery owner. I didn't want to interfere. Excuse me, Father.
Yes, my son.
I'm George Stobel. My company insured the exhibition.
My name is Simeon.
Is there anything I can do?
And pray for his soul.
A senseless murder.
On the contrary, this killing makes plenty of sense.
What do you mean?
A great evil has taken place. This is the work of the devil. I am a Dominican priest. I know these things. And now, excuse me, I must pray.
1 minute, I'd been planning dinner with Nico. The next, I was talking art theft, murder, and the devil with a priest. There was a small piece of paper in the dead man's hand. It was too intriguing not to take a look. It read, 2:30 p.m. Be ready. Innocent enough, until I realized that the robbery took place at 2:30 p.m. There was something fishy going on around here, and it wasn't just the canapes. I quickly replaced the note. Poor guy. He definitely looked better. I put the glasses back where they were. Best to leave the evidence the way I found it. I didn't want Henri's blood on my hands. This was where the stolen painting had hung. Why that painting? And why kill for it? The stolen painting had an alarm, which should have sounded when the painting was removed. I needed to find out why it hadn't. I pressed the vibration detector pad. Nothing happened. So that was why the alarm hadn't sounded. A wire had been cut by someone who knew exactly what they were doing. This was an inside job. It was the speaker cone for the alarm. It hadn't sounded. It was the speaker cone for the alarm. It hadn't sounded when the painting was stolen. The button bypassed the pressure pad system. Cutting the wire had disabled the pads. The alarm on that painting hadn't been sabotaged. So, what made the stolen one so special? Challenging and experimental, like the $85K price tag. Another paint. 60,000 for a sketch? Ouch. A rare glimpse into the absinthe-addled mind of the artist. A snip and only 80 grand. The label said it was painted in... The label said... Just 90,000 for this one. Just... Another working alarm. So the thief took the only painting whose lawn had been sabotaged. But why that painting? Why that particular one? The tag said... With luck, the security camera had captured the robbery. The cable for the camera ran into the room marked private. The door was locked with a keypad. If I wanted to get in there and look at the CCTV footage, then I'd need to find the number. I still needed to... For the discerning connoisseur, a soupçon. The bus was balanced precariously. I didn't want to knock. I didn't think there was any need to test another painting alarm. It was clear that... 70 grand? All I needed was a mere... 55,000. The thief left the pizza box behind. Well, no surprise there. Pizza. The guy must have been hungry. There was only one slice left. It was Hector Lane, France's greatest. For a moment, I thought he was dead. Lane was out cold. I was going to need something to break. In the pocket was a pair of nail clippers. They were monogrammed with the letters H. Even unconscious, Lane's body reacted. Father?
Yes, my son.
What did you mean when you said that a great evil had taken place?
Your adversary, the devil, has a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour.
What?
Peter 5:8. The devil is all around, Mr. Stobart.
Did Henri say anything?
He said, stop the car, I want to get in.
What does that mean?
We may never know.
What brought you to...
The painting.
Which one?
La Maledictio.
The painting that was...
I had to confront the...
I think there's something strange.
Yes, Mr. Stobart.
No, Father. I mean that the robbery...
The devil's work is...
A wire in the painting's...
cut by the devil him.
Well, as far as I know, sightings of guys with horns and...
You mock me, Mr. Stobart. But as you will...
Do you know the code?
No. But you could always...
With respect, Father, I'm looking for... What do you know about the man who...
El Cerf. He was a man.
Tell me about the stolen painting.
Whoever gets close to it.
Would you like this piece of pizza?
A man has just died.
Do you recognize these?
Nail clippers. I'm not sure what your point is.
The street and upmarket. Not the kind of place for an opportunist thief. From out here, you couldn't see the stolen painting. This robbery was definitely planned. The room looked like some sort of... I could just see the glow. It looked like the... You gotta hand it to the French. They know how to take a leak in style. For a moment, I contemplated getting on the next train out of here. But a man was dead, and I had a job to do. I've always been a sucker for Parisian stained glass. Excuse me.
Monsieur?
There's just been a robbery at the gallery.
Oh,
You don't sound surprised.
all property is theft, monsieur. And all art is property, therefore all art is theft. Do you not agree?
Well, when you put it like that, it's hard not to. Did you see anybody run out of the gallery earlier?
There was a beautiful woman.
Oh, that must have been neat.
You know her?
Can you tell me anything about the man?
I assume, monsieur, that like all of us...
No wonder this guy's kept. The gallery owner, Henri, was shot.
Life has no meaning the moment we lose the end.
Right.
Can we ever truly know? And he spends little time at the cafe, unlike his friend.
What do you know about Le Lizard Bleu?
It's bourgeois, vacuous, and overpriced. Just like its curator Lane. He's always in here, you know, talking art to his latest flusée.
What do you know about Hector Lane?
Lane? Oh yes. He drinks here sometimes. He slid away last night without paying.
Last night?
After midnight. If you see him, give him this bill. Pay.
I wondered whether Lane was in a hurry to get somewhere, or just... Would you like a slice of pizza?
I think not, monsieur. You must remember we are...
Do you recognize these?
They are nailed.
Thank you for your consistency.
Perhaps next time you come, I will give you a coffee. Perhaps not.
Lane had run up quite a bill at the cafe. Nico wasn't answering. Mr. Rickenbacker?
Stobart, what do you want?
Mr. Rickenbacker, there's been a problem.
Why is that surprising? This better not involve the Blue Lizard.
Afraid it does, sir. There's been a robbery.
How terrific.
Only one painting was stolen, though.
Well, what are you wasting time talking to me for? Find that painting, or find a way to avoid paying out. Two ways to keep your job, Stobart.
I see. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Anything else you gotta tell me?
The thief had a gun. He shot the gallery owner dead.
We insured him too?
No, sir.
Well, that's one piece of good news. At least tell me you got some leads.
I'm pretty sure the security... The alarm was disabled.
So, it was an inside... Who else is at the gap?
There's a priest.
Uh-huh. As my mother used to say, never trust a man of the cloth.
There's a guy called Hector.
Lane. Why does that...
He's an art critic. I think he's...
Could it be him?
Well, he's rude and ugly. It's certain.
So squeeze him, Stobart. Squeeze him.
If I was going to squeeze Lane, I need...
Find out who disabled the security system, then find that...
Hi.
You assume.
So you and Lane aren't...
The man is a second rate.
Anything else you can...
Rien.
Judging by his reaction, he wasn't interested in that. So, Lane ran up this...
Oh, yes. He was plying his latest pickup with...
Thank you for your... Father?
Yes, my son.
Do you know any...
I've already told.
Is there anything else?
I've said everything.
Take a look at this, Father.
I've already given you.
Take a look at this.
I've already...
This is an unpaid...
I can assure you it...
Lane was... I was gonna need... That was never... It was gonna take something... I prodded Lane with the clippers.
Sure, let's go get him some drink. Duh.
In Henri's pocket was a tiny bottle. It was a bottle of... A cryptic note in a bottle of overpowering cologne. No personal... I definitely needed... Time to awaken the beast. What?
What was that? It smells like the 70s. Where am I?
You fainted. Welcome back.
I wouldn't exactly. Don't just stand there. Get me something to eat.
I found a slice.
I asked for food.
Oh, okay, if you don't want it.
I didn't say that. Given the circumstances, that would... now, what's been going on?
Dead? Afraid so.
Poor chap. Just...
Excuse me.
Do I know you?
Yes, our paths have crossed in...
Of course. The man with the absent.
Afraid not.
Pity. I'm sorry, but...
I'm George Stobart.
I hope you have...
Could I ask you a few questions, Mr. Lane?
Fine.
Did you know the gallery?
Of course. We worked together.
Oh, really?
Henri provided the space. Ah.
How long had you known him?
As a friend, many years. Our professional relationship had only recently blossomed into... And now the poor fellow's gone and got himself.
If Lane was involved with the gallery, then... Do you know anything about this?
Of course, dear boy. La Malédiction.
What about the killer? Were you...
A delinquent in a tin hat.
Oh, yeah.
Those of us with a higher aesthetic are...
So you curated the exhibition?
A brilliant... A dialectical window on European art's ongoing discourse with the unresolved psycho...
Wow. You took the... Who painted the stolen painting?
Therein lies a mystery. We only know his pseudonym. He was a Catalan, a modernist. His works...
What can you tell me about the stolen painting?
La Malédiction. If you like a wide cast of obscure saints and... Not especially that. The thief won't get much for it.
Are these your nail clippers?
Of course.
So, you help run this place? Maybe you can give me the code to that door.
The code to the office?
I just thought you might have...
I do, but I couldn't possibly...
I figured I wasn't going to get the door code from... I needed to turn the... Mr. Lane, you're really going to...
And why?
Because the way the cops will see it, you're the... We both know you're innocent, Mr. Lane, but the cops... I might be able to get them off your case, but in a...
But that's preposterous.
Funny you should... Someone sabotaged the alarm.
What? Who could have got it?
Exactly.
You're nuts.
Well, I'm afraid that's the way the cop...
That's preposterous.
Are these your nail clippers?
Yes.
Huh. The perfect... Well, the alarm was sabotaged, Mr.
Are you? I had no reason to kill...
Okay, but I don't think the cops will see it like... Mr. Lane, this robbery is not going to reflect...
As I said, I shall take my...
The evidence is piling up against you, Mr. Lane.
This is...
I have evidence that puts you near... But, give me the code to the door?
Impossible. What evidence?
I hate to say this, Mr. Lane, but you're going to be the...
So you keep...
Take a look at this.
What of it?
It's your bill from the cafe.
So...
You sure drank a lot of champagne last night. But you told me that you were away from Paris last night. Tell you what, you give me a motive and proof of involvement. Not...
You are a black...
Just doing my job.
All right. You have me. The number is 6397. But I admit to none of these spurious accusations.
I had the code. The police... What was that number again? 4-2... No.
Everyone, hold it right there.
Damn it.
I am Inspector Navet of the Paris Serious Crime Squad, and I hereby declare this crime scene open. I mean, closed. Now, nobody move, especially you on the floor. Move, I want a total lockdown. Nobody in or out. Apart from me, of course.
I needed to get back into the gallery, but it was Sergeant Mou. Sergeant Mou, we meet again.
Aha, Madame Collard. An unexpected pleasure.
I was in the gallery at the time of the theft. Can I get...
I am sorry, but nobody in. And I must correct you, it is no longer just a theft.
Mon Dieu! I witnessed the crime.
I'm sure you can make an official...
I saw the thief.
I am implacable, Madame Collard.
Who is Inspector?
The most promising... A genius! A man...
He sounds highly...
Madame, it is not for us to talk about the inspectors. He is about to solve his third case.
So, what's he got that the other?
Blood spatter. He is the world expert. He reads...
I really need to get into the...
Tut. He is applying... Any moment now. I certainly hope so. I am dog.
I chased after the shoot.
Inspector Navet will...
You've got to let...
Absolutely.
So, I cannot go in without Inspector...
No.
And to get Inspector Navet's permission, I need to...
Exactement.
Have you ever heard of Kafka, Sergeant?
Madame Collard, I do not see what soccer players have.
No, he's a... This was madness. So... Why are you so tired?
I have been working. Navet is a genius in his field, and he assumes...
Oh, you... If you'd like to go and get some sleep...
That's very thoughtful. Ha! A cunning attempt to make me a deserter, madame. A gendarme never leaves his post.
Well, how about the hot...
That would do the trick for sure. Unfortunately, I mustn't drink on duty. My doctor specifically warned me against it after the last... incident.
What incident you mentioned? What happened exactly?
I don't want to talk about it. All I can say is it was very unfortunate. I am on duty, and I need to focus.
Here's my press card.
Yes, madam. Stay away from the... and always leave a light on when you go.
Thanks a lot, Sergeant. An intricate...
Madame,
Bonjour, monsieur.
whatever it is you want,
Then why you standing?
you would not understand.
Try me.
Because I look at you and I know you are like
The other?
the pretty women who shop, who gossip, who have the...
That...
and the men with their grooming products and their shiny shoes and their skinny suits who clatters.
I see you.
Is this what we fought on the barricades for, madame? Ripped up the...
Isn't it?
No, madame, it is not. We fought for ideas.
Vive.
And do you know what drove us on us? What fueled the streets of Paris in that glorious spring?
Cheap one.
No, madame, no! It was French Café Noir that inspired us. The simple demi-tasse.
So that's why you...
Yes, madame. I serve only finger. And you, madame, with your polite top and your pointy ears.
This is a cafe.
Yes.
On any other day, I would have given the... But there was a chance he could help. Monsieur.
Life is fleeting, madame. The sands of time are running through your fingers.
Well, that may be, but...
We know not what we want, and yet we are responsible.
There's been a...
That is terrible, madame.
No, but I think you're...
Life begins on the other... C'est vrai, no?
Well, like... He was pushing me.
During the riots,
Oh, really? That must have...
It was. Except that we made coffee by the I've never brewed. Of course, our brave heroes spent half their time. But with our coffee inside them, they fought the running...
None of this was helping me get back.
Au revoir.
Monsieur.
The road to enlightenment is a long one. Au revoir.
The menu offered black coffee and a... Salut.
Bonjour, madame.
I remembered something else.
Then you should tell
So I can go in...
No.
Do you want to see my...
Ils ne passeront.
You know, if you are tired...
Madame, I am a I will...
That incident you mentioned...
I don't want to talk. All I can say, I am on duty, and...
Moo wouldn't be in... Sergeant Moo could do with one of those famous coffees. Thanks, Sergeant. Monsieur.
Madame.
I am not what you...
Being ill.
Sartre. Being and...
Bravo, madame. Au revoir.
Here's my press card.
La liberté. Madame, you are not... You must accept my...
Well, of course I accept.
La Liberté. At the height of the battle, as the tear gas blew and it was La Liberté which carried the... I know now that you are not the kind of woman who would ask me. You are a true daughter of France.
Monsieur.
Madame,
Could we have a little...
anything.
Did you see anything happen?
I saw you running after a pizza delivery guy.
That's true. He stole a painting and shot the...
How close we are to death.
Well, right
I applaud you, madame.
as a general. How about some
For you, madame, there is only one coffee that I can serve you. Black. One moment. Here is your coffee, madame.
Thank you, monsieur. The coffee was hot and Would you make me a cup?
For a fellow revolution? One moment. Here's your takeaway coffee, madame.
Thank you, monsieur.
Oh, dear.
The waiter didn't need to see my press card. Sergeant Moore, I brought you a coffee.
Coffee? Fantastic. But wait, I must not.
I'm sure one...
I am tempted, madame, but
So, this incident, it
it is a tale of woe, madame.
I'm all in.
Well, since you seem...
Please do.
I was in charge of canine one day, en vacances, he went for I stayed alone with his dog, but I had drunk a coffee. So I tied the dog to a tree. When I came back, the liaison dangereux with the lady ministers.
But how did they find...
Well, 2 months later, the president... And I was busted to sergeant.
You are a victim of a...
You think so?
But of course. You knew you must not fall asleep.
Well, the...
It was...
Yes.
And by drinking that coffee, you made the... And now France is calling you again.
She is?
She is. Drink or...
I suppose...
Bravo.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Excuse me, madame. I must use the petit gendarme's room. It has gone straight through me. Could you watch the gallery door for me?
Oh, you can count on me, Sergeant. I distracted...
How did you get past... Well, you won't fool me so easily.
Nico, am I? I tried to phone you but couldn't get an answer.
I managed to grab a couple of photos.
Poor Henri.
I know.
I've been trying to find out. Turns out the...
So, no...
And no ordinary painting. I need to get into the office and see what...
So, what...
The inspector's watching me like a hawk.
I'll see what I can do. Josh.
Yeah, Nico.
So what do you need to get?
I'm pretty sure the rock...
So? What if I...
You?
That's it. Somehow I had to get the inspector up. Inspector Nave.
My time is of the essence. Be quick now.
I suppose this is quite a complex case, Inspector.
It is a robbery gone bad. Nothing more, nothing less.
Surely there's a bit more to it than that.
Please abstain from baseless conjecture. The victim's body paints a simple picture. More and... Consider the impact of the bullet, and note the concomitant lack of blood.
Don't you find it odd that the thief chose that...
Life is full of odd things, madame. Fingerless gloves. I prefer to concern my...
Did you see the alarm?
I have interrogated the crime scene, madame. I prefer biological evidence to the merely...
Don't you think the disabled alarm...
The forensic team will be along shortly. Do not bother me with this...
Why don't you check up...
Madame, that is not my area of expertise.
But the CCTV footage is...
Correction, madame. It is but an indicator. Unless you know something I don't, then please...
The only evidence Inspector Nave seemed to appreciate involved gore. What do you think about the...
He is deeply...
Could you give me a statement, Inspector?
Now is not the...
Thanks, Inspector. If I was going to distract Nave, I needed to unearth new evidence, or concoct some. And the bloodier, the better. Are you Hector?
Enchanté, madame.
I'm Nico Kala.
Ah, a fallen.
What can you tell me?
It was called La Maladie.
Who was the...
A mysterious figure known only as Els. He was good, but not great.
What can you tell?
Oh, it was true.
Have you spoken to...
The American?
Yes.
He promised to clear up any misunderstanding.
What can you tell me about...
Dear Henri, a shining... He owned the... What will we do?
Tell me about the...
Well, it all happened.
Take your time.
I can't be sure. Perhaps...
I'm sorry, monsieur. I'm on a tight deadline.
I would have tackled him.
Did you know that the...
No. I suppose that's...
Here's my press card.
And there was I thinking you were too young.
Thanks for your help. I wasn't going to get anything useful from Lane. Excuse me.
Father Simeon.
Are you okay?
It's a terrible shock, but...
Could I ask you some...
What kind of...
I'm a...
I suppose it can.
Why did you come to the...
God brought me here. I saw the...
What do you...
I knew there was great evil in Lam. The painter was El Serp.
Evil? So...
I wanted to bear witness to anything...
Well, I think...
Really? I'd say his work here.
That wasn't... Did you see any...
The devil takes many forms, child.
Anything?
I'm sorry, my dear.
What do you know?
An innocent victim. If he was peddling such blasphemous works as the El Serpent.
Father Simeon was making me feel guilty. What do you think about that statement?
Is that blood?
I think it... I wonder if there's a mob.
We are facing... This is no time.
Father Simeon was... What can you tell?
Grotesque.
How can a paint...
By killing all who come into contact with it.
Does that mean we're next?
Laugh not at the devil's play.
Do you know anything about...
He was a purveyor of blasphemy.
How can you know?
It is clear from...
Father Simeon was... This is my...
Good. Be sure to warn...
Thank you for your time. The priest had... The tomato sauce had splat. I spread some of this sauce around. It looked a little bit like a blood. If I was going to distract the... No way was I going to clean that up. I scraped up the chewing gum with my press card. The tomato sauce looked as close to...
No.
Inspector!
Yes?
Do you really think this is a cut and dried?
En effet.
Do you know any...
It is a painting.
Are you certain you...
Unless you can show me new evidence.
So you don't think...
I prefer...
So you think Jean...
As I said, I am not often wrong about such things.
Have you seen the stain on the floor of...
Indeed. I must investigate immediately, before... Interesting. Maybe it is time to employ the machine.
Okay, George. That...
Nice work, Nico. I was sure the inspector hadn't seen me slip away, but I needed to be quick, because it wouldn't take him long. The CCTV system was ancient. It took individual shots and recorded them to tape. It looked like I needed to enter a passcode to view the recording. I need... And there I was, thinking that Henri might have... It was a hookah putt. The poster advertised a 19... headlined by a group... It was a pretty... The calendar looked like a chart. Henri had ringed 27th May and scrawled birthday. Poor guy hadn't quite made it to his big day. Bingo. I rewound the tape to before the robbery. This was the first interesting frame. It was Henri studying La Malédiction. He couldn't have had any idea what was about to happen. That was the earliest... Nico and I were taking a look at La Maledicció. Funny, the painting didn't strike me as a good view of La Maledicció. There was a certain presence of... The killer caught in the act. There was nothing... The moment it all went horribly wrong. The killer making his getaway. The painting was gone. There I was, taking a look at the alarm box. I hadn't thought about that when I was taking a look at the camera. That was the last shot. I realized I might have missed something from the earlier shots. That was the most... The alarm should have sounded, but it had been... I wondered who could have done that. This frame caught the moment the killer took the painting. The CCTV had caught the killer. He knew it. That was only studying. There was definitely more to this rock. The image was a little fuzzy, but I thought about what... There was definitely some... It seemed that whenever Nico stepped back in... There I was. The most striking aspect... The most striking... He knew exactly which painting to take. The most striking aspect of the painting... Poor Henri. Why hadn't Henri backed down when the thief pulled the gun? If that was me, I'd have done what... Why hadn't Henri... There was some writing on the front of his head. The most striking... The alarm should have... Whoever was wearing that helmet was gonna... A logo on the front of his head. That could... I had what I needed from this. Henri had a model of a V. The engine could pass. Henri sure like... Henri's notice... It was hard to tell if the lava lamp was... Henri sure had his... I didn't want to carry the tape around. I had a few... I didn't like the idea. I didn't need a business. The pen could have been... The lighter was corroded and grimy. I decided to... Carrying an ink pot around inside my pocket would... The ink would have... I didn't feel the need to... It was an Erasertron. It was a reel of... It was the paper that Nico lived for the day. It was the paper that Nico wrote. There was
nothing else in the drawer. The folder looked interesting. This was very definitely tampering with evidence. It was a completion of work notice from a company called Vera Security. They weren't the guys we'd recommended. Henri had gone behind our backs to choose a different security outfit. Huh. I'd never heard of Vera Security, but I had no reason to search the desk again. The statue was up close and personal. Thankfully, there was no one around to see me do this. Very interesting. I wasn't going to open the safe without the key. I was fairly sure that even Henri wouldn't be silly enough. The woman in the picture looked vaguely familiar. The street was quiet. A naked lady stared at me. The trinkets, the junk, the sofa had... I had no reason to search the desk again. It was a statue, a strategically placed... It was a statue of Henri. The completion note, there was... The telephone was an antique Rode. George Stobart here, Paris Mutual.
Never heard of you.
Really? Well, I'm surprised. We're leaders in our field in commercial insurance, and our brand recognition is...
Do me a favor. Don't call back.
The lady hung up. I was going to have to visit in person. I knew it'd be wrong to leave the room without checking it thoroughly.
Where was it?
I didn't imagine Henri as a musician. Henri may have been a hippie, but a hippie with plenty of disposable income. A pair of evil eyes. In the trash can, I found a crumpled letter from Henri's credit card company, demanding immediate payment. It listed extravagant purchases. The address indicated that Henri lived in a chic and expensive... I decided to put the letter back. Henri's financial problems weren't...
Monsieur, sir, you have snuck...
I'm just looking for the name of the caterer. That cheese was to die for.
Ah, to die for? To kill for. I put it to you, monsieur. Monsieur...
Stobart. George Stobart.
I put it to you that you came here in search of cheese and killed the owner in a fromage-induced frenzy.
Well, no. I'm from Paris Mutual. We insured the exhibition.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
Time will tell, monsieur.
Truth will out, Inspector.
Who dares wins, Monsieur Stobart?
He who laughs last laughs loudest, Inspector Nave. The guy was seriously nuts.
May I remind you, monsieur, that a serious crime has been committed. I am going to have to ask you to return to the gallery.
Of course. But I do need to ask you a few questions.
D'accord. But remember, anything you say can be used against you, Monsieur Stobart.
Okay, I'll bear that in mind. Do you know anything about a...
No, I have never heard of them. Now...
It's very likely that the security camp...
Monsieur, I am a professional, and you are an amateur. Monsieur...
Yeah, California...
Of course. I think perhaps you are wanting to be like that, rolling around on top of fast cars.
Interesting idea, Inspector.
Indeed. Well, you may go now.
I had some valuable leads, but before following up on them, I had important business to attend. Hey, Nico, you want to grab a quick cup of...
Sure.
I am pleased to announce that I have finished my preliminary investigation. This is now an official crime scene, and you must all go. I shall be questioning all of you again. Nobody is to leave the country. Monsieur Lane will stay behind to help secure the premises. Mo?
Yes, Inspector.
Let them out.
Right away, sir.
Two coffees, please.
Nice work in there, Nico. Whatever you did, it worked.
I just made a tiny distraction, and Nave...
I think Nave would buy anything if it had blood on it. You know, this whole setup, the theft, the murder, it just doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
Like I said, I think...
Go on.
Someone disabled the alarm.
Let me guess.
Exactly. And the CCTV picked up an image of the thief. His helmet had...
Interesting. I think I got a couple of good shots.
Great. Let me know what you... Well, the priest thinks La Malediccio is evil.
Charles, she's just...
Yeah, you're probably right. But there's... I found the address of the security company, Henri. It was not the one that I
Good luck with your... Well, I guess...
Yeah?
It's good to see you.
Great to see you, too. I watched her walk away. The sound of traffic, the sun shining, a crime to solve, and Nico back in my life. The address led me to a dead-end alley at the end of a deadbeat mall. No wonder I'd never heard of Vera's security.